If you want to check out different content from myself, I've just set up a second channel where I'm going to post fitness and things. The link for that will be in the description. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another episode of the Norwich City career mode. We are going to press on with a few games, get into another Europa League tie, and just progress on with the season, really, because we've got, like, I would say around 20 days, maybe a little bit less now, maybe 18 days. If the demo comes out on the 25th, that will be the final episode, and, you know, should there be however many games of a new series, a new season, I should say, then we'll get it all done in one episode. It might even be like a 30, 40-minute episode to finish it off, but the day the demo comes out will be the final episode. So we have to try and press on. And the longer we stay in the... Look at this dancing from Rafael Leao, by the way. Bang, goal. I mean, I felt like it was on amateur then because the defenders had no clue what was going on. And Rafael Leao doubled the lead 20 minutes into the game. Bournemouth were woeful. Long ball forward there. For some reason, Chevalier has to punch it. Comes back to Arta. And then he has to make a save down the middle. And through doing nothing at all... I don't know if you just saw it, but when the shot came in, Lewis, the left-back, pulled a hamstring. So we had to bring in Lodi, the £30+ million left-back from Atletico Madrid. You might be thinking, why is he not playing anyway? Well, I bought Lodi kind of to replace Lewis, but at the same time, Lewis does have relatively high potential. So I am sort of giving them, you know, tries here or there. I'm playing one for a couple of games, then playing another for a couple of games. And none of them have a first-team place. Neither of them are going to cement a first-team place anytime soon. Or so I thought. The game had finished 3-0. Baranataya puts the icing on the cake. And as you can see, confirmation of the final score there. Rafael Leao twice. Baranataya at the end. And then an email. Jamal Lewis is out for 2 months. So it's... I mean, that's what I bought Lodi for. That was the fear. That we had so many games to play that we were going to get injuries. And even though we hadn't had an injury in the first 2 seasons... I was very aware that it was coming. So, there we go. We're up against Marseille in our second group game. As you can see, their defence, apart from Mbabu, is questionable. And then as we move further forward with Florian Thauvin, Morgan Sanson, Rongier as well in the middle is a very good player. Radonjic in real life, by the way, will be a very good player in time. He's still quite young, but given more game time, I think he could be a good player in real life. I mean, he is already, but an even better one. Gravenberch and Sanchez in the middle for this game against Marseille. Why Gravenberch and not Sangar or Gilmour or Gedson Fernandez? We have so many players we could use. I just like Gravenberch a lot in this game. I think he's very good, and we seem to win. Like, I wish I had, like... look at that for a turn from Barco. That's a great turn. I wish I had sort of in-game stats, really. You know, like, not in-game stats, but like... stats of games. So, for example, if you go on SofaScore or Who Scored or whatever other stats site you like, chances are they will tell you the win percentage of a certain team with a certain player in that lineup. So, for example, if Gravenberch is in our lineup, I should be able to get a percentage of wins when he's in the starting 11 compared to when he's not, or when he doesn't feature at all. I'd love that sort of thing. You know, you can. I'm pretty sure you can get that sort of thing in Football Manager. You can get a lot of in-depth stats in Football Manager, but it would be really nice to see that kind of thing, so we know our best 11. Because I think I know it, but I'm probably wrong. You know, we were hanging on for dear life midway through the first half. They had chance after chance, and I was very impressed with our goalkeeper. Chevalier, of course, is, I would say, used to playing against Marseille, but how much game time he had for Lille, I'll never know. But he's used to the personnel anyway, at least just sitting and watching them from the bench. So maybe he knew a little bit more than we did, but he made 3 very big saves in the first half. Player to watch pops up, and it's Barco, and you can understand why, because he's scored a bit of a banger already. Radonjic plays a great ball into Benedetto. Bella Kotchap, I'm not going to blame him for that. It's just one of those FIFA things. The ball's played against his feet, comes back to Benedetto, and he puts it past Chevalier. Then I thought, oh dear, we are potentially going to lose this game. I'm not worried about not progressing through the group, even if we do go on to lose this game, because... the 2 other teams that we have to play... Great save again from Chevalier. The other 2 teams in the group that we have to play aren't particularly great. Now, I was pressing back to get out of the menu and took a very poor free kick. I didn't try to take that free kick. It's just one of those things that it thought I was still trying to... I thought I was still trying to come out of the menu and whatever, but straight away we managed to score. So it's not always bad, you know. Oh, that's unlucky. Well, who can say? Because, you know, if we'd gone for the free kick and he tipped it over for a corner, we wouldn't have scored that goal. Barco puts the icing on the cake 8 minutes from time, and the game finishes 3-1. We have beaten Marseille in France. So I think we're the team to beat now. Well, in the group we are, definitely. Not so much in the Europa League. I think we are... I wouldn't say we're favourites by any stretch of the imagination, but I would put us up there with one of the favourites to go quite far in the competition. Come up against a fairly robust Crystal Palace team. And I say robust because they play 5 across the middle. And I hate teams that do that because it's so difficult to break them down in FIFA. Because they hold the ball really well, because there's just so many bodies in the middle that they can just pass it back and forth, back and forth. They came very close here with Puado. Great save and sliding tackle from Simakan. I was very impressed with the challenge there. And then as time goes on, we start to get a couple more chances, bit more of a grip of the game. Rafael Leao, lovely back heel to Baranatea, who can't quite put the ball in the back of the net. And at this point, I'm thinking, do you know what? This has got 0-0 written all over it. I was being patient, and I was tempted to go on team press, overload ball side, but it absolutely rinses stamina. That's a great save from the goalkeeper. I really didn't expect that to. I didn't think he'd hit the target, but when I look back at the replay, he actually made a really good save. Would have gone straight into the top roof of the net. But being patient, not putting team press on, not going over overload ball side. We win a free kick on the edge of the area. We only have Kubo. He's not particularly great. Takes a decent free kick, but it just gets tipped wide. And that's the last action of Kubo of the game because he goes off at that point. Can't remember who came on. Here's Baranatea. Ball up to Rafael Leao. Look at the pace in behind from Barco. And you can see Sacco's dropped off. There's Rafael Leao. And there's the goal. And at that point, we're thinking, right, that's another 3 points in the bag. We just need to be a little bit patient. Team names have disappeared because FIFA 20. And Crystal Palace are pressurising. Sorloth gets in. I mean, that's a good goal. Can't argue with it, really. I tried my best to defend it. Couldn't. Sorloth scores. And unfortunately, that's where the game ends. I was a bit confused at the end because the Crystal Palace fans were giving it, like, abuse. They were shouting at their own team for not winning the game. They were lucky to have got a draw from that game, let alone win the game, so I don't really understand that. We are in second. Bear in mind, my goal for this season is to try and break top 4, which sounds a little bit stupid, really, because if in real life Norwich City have had the good fortune of transfers that we've had, I still think that they would be in and around that sort of 8th or 9th place, maybe pushing for 7th. But to think that we could go for top 4 comfortably... Yes, it's a bit unrealistic, but guess what? We're playing a game of FIFA, right? So, trying to break into the top 4. We are currently second. We are currently 2 points ahead of Liverpool, who are in 4th. We just need to maintain this sort of level. Try not to lose that many games. If we have to draw them, then we have to draw them. Picking up 3 points wherever possible. You know, that kind of thing. But we do have to focus on the Europa League as well. If we are still in the Europa League by Christmas, then we may have to go and spend some money in the window just to bring in maybe a couple of players here or there. Nothing too crazy, just maybe 1 or 2 just for rotation purposes, because especially around that Christmas period, we are going to really suffer when it comes to fatigue. That's going to do it for today's episode. Tomorrow's episode, we'll have probably another Europa League game, a couple more league games. Maybe we'll try and fit 4 games in because we do need to try and press on with this now. We've got 30 league games to go, however many Europa League games, and an FA Cup campaign as well. So, yeah, look forward to that. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for you, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.